Hi everyone, welcome back to another week in the life of a teacher. That's me, Mr. Hernandez. And there are a couple things I really wanted to talk to you guys about this week. You know, every week is different. This week was a 4-day week, which, you know, a lot of teachers would really enjoy, but this week has kind of been hell for me. A lot of busy stuff, a lot of work going on. And the very first thing I wanted to think and talk to you guys about is giving a test to my classes. So I gave three of my classes a test this week. It was Algebra 2, and then my AP Calculus. And so I'm kind of like surrounded by papers everywhere. I haven't even had a chance to really look at them. And I really wanted to talk to two things about my test and what I think about them. So the very first thing I want to talk about is the thing that I hate, absolutely hate the most. And that is going to be blank. Can you see that? There's nothing on there. That's one. Okay, this one has one thing on the paper. Look at this one. Blank. Look at this one. Blank. And honestly, that's from one class, and I could pull out a lot more. And it actually goes into my calculus class. Now, my calculus class I haven't really taken too much of a look at today, but I've graded their multiple choice, and they're just blank multiple choice. And honestly, you get down to it, why would you leave a multiple choice question blank? I don't know what these teachers have done to these students to make them leave a question blank. So honestly, like, I know what people are going to say. I know what other teachers are going to say, and I know what administrators are going to tell me. Why are you giving them a test that you did not prepare them for? Well, let me tell you, I have prepared these students because in that same stack of blank tests, I have perfect score, perfect score, perfect score. So let me tell you what I do. I review with them. I give them homework problems that look exactly like the test that they're going to see. I give them a review. That is the test, just with different numbers. Now, in all of my regular classes, so not pre-AP, not AP classes, those students are allowed to use their notes and their review. Why am I still getting blank tests? Those students don't show up to class, they don't take notes, right? So they're not doing their homework assignments, they've never seen these problems. And now they get down to it and they are going to fail. And I hate giving them a test when I know they're going to fail. So I know what everyone's going to say, like, you're not leading them to success. It's your classroom culture. You know, during the test they feel like failures. You're giving them a test they can't do. And then, you know what? During the testing time, any single they're getting to use their notes, but any single student can ask me to go and check a problem. I will tell them if it's correct in class. No points off. I will tell them directly if it is correct. And then if it's not correct, and they have a lot of good stuff on their paper, they're showing their work, I will tell them, oh, all you have to do is change this plus sign to a minus sign. You forgot to distribute a negative here. I will tell them what to fix so they can get full credit. That's why I have perfect scores. But then why do I have students who are sitting here in Algebra 2 and pre-AP, pre-calculus, and AP calculus that are giving me blank papers? You know what? Let me go find a blank paper. I'm sure I have one somewhere in here in my AP calculus class. I'll be very surprised. Blank. Why is that student in my AP calculus class? That student's parent is getting a phone call tonight. But I said there are a couple things I want to talk about my test. That is something that frustrates me. Please, if you guys have any ideas, what can I do to get these students to be on board to go where this ship is sailing? That's a lot of maritime analogy going on, metaphor going on. Sorry, I teach math. I don't know all the right words all the time, you know, but how do I get all those students to come with me? You know, leave a comment in the space below. You know, give me some of these ideas, please, because what else can I do to make sure that these students have the way to attack these problems. You know, going through the same exact problems before obviously isn't enough. Giving them their notes on that day obviously isn't enough. Giving them basically the answers, for some reason, not enough. So the other thing I want to talk about for my test is something that I did this past week, and I've done it in the years past, and it's been so effective. Think about those units that students are completely brand new to, where they have no grasp of the vocabulary. All the vocabulary is new. Things like asymptotes, maximums or minimums. Obviously for me, maybe analogy and metaphor should probably be on my vocabulary list. So think of all of those words. And if you have a unit, a chapter, sometimes 2 chapters where you give a test, I don't know, however you give your test, or however you took your test. If you're watching this and you're thinking, what can I do to get some of this vocabulary down better? If you have a group of friends, you can do this yourself. But I play a game in my class called Taboo. And the way Taboo works is, if you don't know, and you know, I get down to my class, most of the students don't know, so that throws me off, is you put this card up on the screen, and students have to rely on their team to get the guesser to say the correct word. And the really cool thing about this is it really expands their thinking. Yes, they might be able to describe asymptote. It is a line, it is an imaginary line that a graph approaches. Okay? Now, say the student has to get the word asymptote and you take all those words away. How are the students going to now describe the word? Now they really have to dig deep into the vocabulary, really dig into their knowledge of what does an asymptote mean. And so we play Taboo in class. I keep track of the score. Every team will get points. You know, point for getting the correct word and minus a point for if you guys are breaking the rules. You know, you can't sing, you can't rhyme, you can't spell out the word. Oh my God, how many times do students do that? In some cases, I have to tell kids English because we have a lot of Spanish speakers here. It's honestly really funny when the Spanish speakers or my bilingual students will say the word in their language. Sometimes I know it. Most of the time I don't. But you know, it's really nice because they are connecting their thinking between, you know, probably their first language and a foreign language, and now they're connecting these words and they had the exact same meaning. So they're now seeing the word and they know exactly what it means in their home language. So Taboo really offers a lot to your students. And honestly, when you're throwing in, you know, vocab word, fun word, vocab word, fun word, the students really get behind it. It really does create a really nice community in my class. And then, you know, we play for about an hour in some cases. And if there's a word that students really struggle on, that's where I step in. Hey, you guys, you remember what parabola is? This is what parabola is. You know, let's make sure you write this down in your notes. Okay, let's continue with our game. So then I get to see, what do students still not know that I need to explain? So some really cool things going on this week. We played Taboo. We had the test. Honestly, tests are boring, but it provides really valuable data to me. And then tonight we're going to the football game. It is Hawaiian night, so that was fun. And then my student Micah, he gave me his jersey to wear today. And honestly, I couldn't breathe most of the day. I think he was sending me a message that I need to, you know, work out more. You know, probably follow a diet a little bit closer. But thank you, Micah, for the jersey. It meant a lot, you know, to be chosen to wear that. I hope to see y'all at the game. And if I don't, I'll see you around. I'm Mr. Hernandez. Keep working hard. Stay safe.